How many sprints or time boxes are there in a program increment? Hey friends, I'm Ahmed, a Scaled Agile Transformation Coach for Fortune 500 companies and a certified Scaled Agile trainer based in the UK. Well, when we look at how many sprints or time boxes there are in a PI, we need to take a step back and have a look at how long is our program increment. So first of all, what is a program increment? A program increment is our time box that we have for our Agile Release Train or our Agile program. Our Agile Release Train is a collection of 5 to 12 Agile teams. So what is the size of our time box? Well, a time box for a program increment can range from anywhere between 8 weeks all the way up to 12 weeks, okay? And so we've got an 8-week option, we've got a 12-week option, and in the middle, we also have a 10-week option. So these are the typical time boxes that are there for an Agile Release Train. These are the typical time boxes or program increment sizes that are there. So let's have a look and discover what each one looks like. Okay, so let's have a look at the 3 different options that we have. If we go with an 8-week program increment, then what we have is we have 3 sprints and 1 innovation and planning sprint at the end. Each sprint is going to be 2 weeks long. If we go for our 10 weeks, which is sometimes referred to as the default, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sprints, and the 5th one is going to be again our innovation and planning sprint. And when we go for our 12-week program increment, yep, you guessed it, we have got sprint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 5th one is our innovation and planning sprint. Okay, so let's have a discussion around what are the most popular ones. So as I said, Scaled Agile calls 10 the default. However, what I found in practice is most organizations tend to like the 12-week cadence for a program increment because that fits quite nicely with the financial quarters. And so it works quite well from that perspective. However, if you've got a high degree of volatility, you've got a lot of change going on, then you might want to be looking for a smaller program increment. However, you've also got to bear in mind that you will be doing your PI planning, your program increment planning every 2 months. So it's a high degree of overhead over there. So that's something that you certainly want to bear in mind when you're looking at which is the most appropriate cadence for you to actually follow. So if we look at the innovation and planning sprint, well, what is the innovation and planning sprint? Well, kind of the hint is in the name, and it's a 2-week time box where you're actually focusing on the innovation and you're planning for the next program increment. Now, the important thing to remember is that innovation should be happening throughout each of the different sprints, but it's a set time where you can actually spend a significant proportion of your time without any guilt to focus on innovation. Frankly, if you look at it, very frequently in Agile programs, the focus is on just getting things out faster. But in practice, when you look at organizations such as Nokia and you look at organizations such as Apple, Nokia was already working in an Agile way and they were churning out things and getting out things quite quickly. But Apple came in and through the innovation, they were able to overtake the mobile phone market. So it's really important for us to be able to not just worry about getting things out quickly out of the door, but taking that time and that space to actually innovate. And that's what the IP sprint actually gives us. It's a hard sell, I admit, when we're looking at the executives to actually say, especially when you're looking at every 3 sprints, you've got an innovation and planning sprint. That's a difficult sale to do to the executive. Here it becomes a little bit easier because you've got 5 loaded sprints and then you've got 1 innovation and planning sprint over there at the end. Okay, so what does an innovation and planning sprint actually look like? So for week 1, you're going to have innovation and you're going to have hackathons and you're going to be focusing on learning, and you might have a complete week scheduled of different learning sessions so that you can actually make sure that you are increasing the knowledge and the learning across your Agile program. You're also going to be making sure you're getting ready for your upcoming PI planning. Now, in practice, I would expect the PI planning preparation to start before the week before, because features take a long time to go through, get ready, and other preparation, getting the event ready can take longer as well. But that's where a lot of the emphasis actually is the week before. And week 2 then is where we typically would be looking at doing our inspect and adapt. And that is where we look at the previous program increment and we see how we've done and we learn, and so that we can take those lessons to the future. And we also run our program increment planning session. So there we have it, 3 different flavors. How many sprints are in a program increment? It depends upon the size and the flavor that you have selected for your Agile program. And based upon that, don't forget the innovation and planning sprint. Hope you found that useful. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.